Hey guys, so I just wanted to share this with you. This is part of my structured Kimura system. This is the S Mount Kimura. I believe I invented it. So I want to show you it and see what you guys think. Okay. So if we look at the S Mount Kimura, Coach Dennis is down on his back with his head facing the other direction. Okay. We can get this from our being trapped here in our top half guard. Okay. And then we come through, we clear the leg here, and I'll go into more details in all this here. Okay, we have different options here from our T Kimura. Okay, I normally scoop myself in here to the leg scissors. Okay, and then I give them three options. They can either tap to the leg scissors, they can go over the top of the leg to defend, which means then I'm going to open my legs this way, or in this particular case that I want to show you today, they go in between the legs. And as they go in between the legs, it means I now can't open and put my foot on the floor over the other side for the standard Kimura. So what I do in this position is I continue my squeeze to really make them think that they're going to get choked. And then I pull the arm up and put it on the floor here. Okay? Once his hand's on the floor, I'm thinking about pinning this hand and not letting it move. Now, because Coach Dennis has gone between my legs here to defend, it lifts up here. Okay, my easy path now is to come across and put it on the other side of his hip. Okay, and in this position now, I'm thinking about connecting my elbow and my knee and making all this structure heavy so that he can't sit up into me. Okay, from here, what I do is I put my head on the floor and my toes on the floor, and I'm going to bounce up here. And once I bounce up here into this position, I'm going to sit back onto his shoulder into this S mount position here. And from here, I've got a really nice tight Kimura. Okay? So this is my favorite position. Okay? I love doing this position and it works for me every time.
Okay, so let's look at this. When playing knee shield, I'm always monitoring the arm and making sure my opponent doesn't get hold of my head. Dennis was the first person to learn my whole system and is very confident in Kimuras himself. He knows I'm looking for it, but also doesn't fear them as he has some great defenses to them. However, here you see my perseverance paid off and I secured the Kimura. Here you can see Dennis done the correct thing and put his hand in front of his stomach to defend and tried to posture up, but I was able to stop him posturing up by extending my arm, something else I teach within the system. In this position, I had a couple of options from the system available, but Dennis decided to shelf my leg on his shin and hold on to my other leg. This blocked one of my options. So my thought process at this time was I needed to get my foot down on the floor next to Dennis's hip. So as you can see, I've done a small inversion, allowed my foot to go to the floor, and once I was in this position, I knew I had the S Mount Kimura. You can see that my elbow and my knee are attached, and they're connected, and I'm just staying in this position until I'm ready to bounce up onto my knee. Here I bounce up onto my knee and the position's finished.
Okay guys, so let's look at what just happened today when we were here at Open Mat rolling. Okay, I was rolling with Coach Dennis and he's another good Kimura guy. Okay, he knows my whole system. So what he decided to do was he decided to support this leg and defend by hooking it onto his own leg. And what he does here sometimes is he uses his second leg then to track on top here. Okay. Now, the interesting thing here is Coach Dennis has told me that he's concerned at this point for his arm, but he's also concerned that if he removes this leg and straightens his leg, I'm going to drop back into the leg scissors. So there's a double dilemma going on here for him. Okay. But what happened today, it's really interesting because he connected his foot here with mine, okay? And normally I always said I want his hand directly on the floor, but today I had it just on the ribs. And I was just hanging out here now, waiting to see what he was going to do with his leg. I was really hoping he was going to straighten it and it was going to go straight down by his hip, okay? You see in the video now that Coach Dennis does straighten it, he straightened the leg, it dropped down to here. And then I immediately went hand off, hand down, knee in. Okay, and then this is now just my waiting game now. And the next thing that I had was my dilemma with his back foot here. Again, Coach Dennis knows my system and he knows I want to hop up. okay? When you guys practice this, you're going to look at this and think, oh, there's no way this is going to work. But you've just seen it works for real, okay? All I've got to do is wait for this foot here, and as soon as I can move this foot, I'm up. And then I sit, and I release this arm, okay? So, I hope this all makes sense, okay? I hope it all pieces together for you, and you can understand this. If you like the system, okay, and you'd like to see more of my Kimura system, then just comment Kimura, and I'll get filming, I'll do the whole complete system for you guys to watch.